if somebody's going to paint a door, I've seen some people leave everything like this and try to, I'll just paint that in place with a mini roller, and then I'll use a paintbrush and go around the other stuff, and then when everything dries, the mini roller throws stipple finish on it, and then the paintbrush is more finer around the finish after you paint on there, and then you see, oh yeah, I see what they did. And then they got paint, a little bit of paint around the edge, a little paint around the door latch, a little paint around the hinges, little paint around the door strike plate, and all that. Nothing doing. Take that stuff off. And in fact, I'm gonna be repainting these doors, and Momi wants new hardware, so that'll be a good time to change all this. Even if this gold finish was going to stay, I mean, it looks pretty good. I would still to paint these doors, I would still take them down into the garage, take the hinges off, the door jamb, take the doorknob off, take the latch off, take the door bumper off, take the strike plate off, do all that stuff before I paint, before I clean the door jambs and wipe those all down and sand them. And then after you sand, you gotta wipe that down. I mean, there's a lot to do when you're talking about repainting everything. You ever heard painters, or you ever heard somebody say it's all in the prep? Well, it is all in the prep. Do things right and get your job done looking good, so when you get done with this entire job, it's going to look like a professional did it. And you'll be like, wow, I did it myself, and it actually turned out really good. Hand sander here, and I got 100 grit, and they have different grits at the store, but 100 seems to be okay. And so she's still working on that, and while she's working on that, I've been working on these doors. Yes, I've taken all the doors off. I've stacked them up here, and I'm actually setting them up. I'm going to set them up in the garage. Make sure that's unlocked. I had some of them set up here yesterday, and I was a sanding fool yesterday, and I only got a handful of doors done because I put simple green on them. I cleaned them first and got all the grease and smudge marks off and all that kind of stuff. And these, five doors, and the bifold doors, these two here I did, so I still got 5 left, and you're in luck. I'm going to make a video of that. I'm going to include that, how to sand a door and how to prep a door. And see, you can see the marks on here. This is all nicely cleaned, all sanded on the edges even, and on the top edge, the bottom edge, all that kind of stuff. And then I put simple green on them first, cleaned everything, let them dry, wiped them all off, and then let them dry, and then I sanded them. And it takes a little bit of time to do that. And these particular raised panel doors are smooth. They're not that fake wood grain. If it was fake wood grain, I wouldn't have had to have sanded it as much, because all those wood grains is going to make the new paint stick on it. Well, I want to make sure that the new paint sticks on these really good, and that's why I wanted to prep them. It's all in the prep, baby. That's why I wanted to prep them properly and wipe them all down and have them ready, because I want these babies to look good when I'm done. Okay, so I'm going to set up the doors and get ready to go, and I'll show you how to sand a door, getting it ready to be painted. Here's one more thing I wanted to tell you, and whenever I have something to say, I'll just turn on my video camera and tell you. The reason why I've stacked these doors back in here, could I have left them outside? Yeah, it was in the middle of summer and stuff, but we're in the middle of winter. We've got kind of a warm spell, and I thought the best time to prep these doors and get them ready to be painted and to paint them would be now, before the weather turns, because if it's less than 40 degrees, you don't want to paint doors, especially with semi-gloss. And you look on the paint cans, and usually most paint, under 40 degrees, you shouldn't be painting, and then it's going to take longer for it to dry and all that kind of stuff. And so I thought, now's the time to do it. I was initially gonna paint this whole entire condo. I was going to start at where? Way up high, up on the ceilings. I was going to do that first, then the walls and the door frames, the door jambs, the baseboard and all that kind of stuff, bathrooms, all that first, and then I was going to do the doors last, because that's how most of my jobs I'll do. That way I can get progress going. But because it's winter, and because it's going to be in the mid 50s for the next 3 or 4 days, and so I thought, hey, let's get this over with. That way the doors can be curing and stuff. And I wanted to leave the doors inside. We've got the heater on. That's why I didn't leave the doors all set up in here last night, because it gets probably below 30 degrees at night here, and I didn't want them out here. I wanted to keep the doors kind of the same sort of temperature. I don't want these doors to warp or anything. Mind you, these doors are 15 years old. That probably would be fine, but you know, I always have a sequence, and I just do things the way I do it, and I'm good with it. And so, you know, I had all these doors set up, and I wiped all these down last night, and I thought I'll bring those in. I'll bring the rest of them in, and yeah, I gotta take these back out into the garage, but that's okay. And when I got all done, see, it doesn't even look like I did any work here yesterday, huh? Because I've swept up. I wanted the dust to stay to a minimum. I don't want the dust to be traveled back into the floor. That's when you get accidents, because this is a hardwood floor, and it's got sealer on it. It's been sealed before, and it's got a sheen to it. And when you get dust on this type of floor, you can slip, you can put your knee out, you can fall, whatever. And so I'm keeping the dust to a minimum, and I'm always thinking to be the safest I can when I'm working on a project. All right, let's get these doors set back up. And the only doors I'm going to set up are the doors I still need to do. Okay, the 5 doors. I'm actually going to bring the bifold doors out there too. That's why I set them here, because I still have the tops to these old bifold doors, and I need to pull them out. There's little plastic anchors in there. I need to pull those out and save those so I can take them to the store, because I'm gonna put some new ones on there, and that reminded me to do that. Okay, and then once I get all that done, guess what? I'm bringing the doors back in here. Yep, yeah. I'm gonna bring the doors back in so that I can sweep up again when I'm all done and have it just like this. That way I can get this room set up in order to paint, because I'll put some craft paper down on the floor. I'm going to put screws on the bottom edge of all of these doors, and I'll show you that when I get ready for it. I'll put a little clip of that on this video or the next video on painting doors or something. And that way, when I roll these, I'm going to roll these with a mini roller, a weenie roller, but not where the grooved areas are like this. I'll do that with a paintbrush and overlap it just a little bit. Okay, but then the rest of it I'll do with the mini roller. And you know, if I have these set down on the ground, I can't very well get the bottom edge, can I, with the mini roller? And so the last time I painted doors, I set them all up and I cut some 2x4 blocks, you know, 6 inches long, split those in half with a little chisel. And I put 2 pieces of block for each door. Then I set the door on top of that, pulled the door out far enough so that the block was under a little bit, so that when I ran the mini roller down at the bottom, I wouldn't hit the floor, I wouldn't hit the craft paper, and I'd get a nice finished edge on the bottom. And I thought, okay, this time, what am I going to do? Am I going to get some 2x4s and go to and cut those down and stuff? And I thought, you know what? I'll just take some of my drywall screws. I got some 2.5-inch drywall screws. I'll just ram those up on the bottom. Just one screw on the bottom edge underneath. See, and I'll put them up about an inch or 3/4 of an inch or so. And then they'll be sticking down over 1.5 inches. And then when I set those down on the ground, voila, the door is going to be up high enough so the mini roller's not going to hit it. When I flip the doors around, I don't have to worry about putting them on the blocks properly and all that, tripping over the blocks and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, hey, I'm just going to try that. And hopefully I don't lean them on the wall too far to where the screw's going to slide out because it's on the concrete or whatever. That's not going to happen anyways. I'm not going to be worried about that. Okay, so just a few thoughts. Hey, whenever I get ready to do a job, I'm always thinking about all this crap. You know, when I go to bed, when I wake up in the morning, and I'm thinking, okay, what do I have to do tomorrow? What kind of material do I need? When am I going to have to go back to the store? What else do I need to bring from the garage? You know, tool-wise, material-wise, whatever I have, all that kind of stuff. It's just, I don't know. It's just something I have to deal with. And, you know, once I get going at the job site, everything's fine. Okay, enough of that.